What's up, you guys? Newbie Time here with Let's Discuss That. Obviously, your host right here with the most, Addison. And my Twitter is @Addison_Huggins. My Patreon, which I will upload that through my Twitter, so y'all can go check that out. Pretty much everything on my Patreon is on Twitter, which goes to YouTube. YouTube is Newbie Time, and that's NEWBIETIME for all y'all who think that there's a space or whatever. I just want to kind of vent a little bit today, vent a little bit tonight, vent a little bit about the state of our humanity, and just in general about a lot of different things. Listening to podcasts and stuff, and really listening to a lot of different things, you really have to take a step back and really evaluate. Evaluate yourself, evaluate things around you, evaluate just evaluation. Really, make sure that you are keeping yourself around a circle of people that are positive. I'm speaking more of a broad view, really. Just in general, you don't want to be around negativity. You don't want to place yourself around people that might get you into bigger problems that you're willing to get into. Like, with age comes wisdom. And I like to think that with my age, I'm starting to become more wise. Now, when I was younger, I was very, very irresponsible and very just kind of off the cuff, do whatever had to be done to just, have a good time. As I'm getting older and I have 3 children and am engaged and really taking life seriously now, I've noticed a lot of mistakes in the past that I've made, and I'm just trying to right those wrongs, But I'm not like I'm not living guilty for the past things. You know what I mean? I used to really be hard on myself about things like that, but not anymore. Like, I've realized to let things like that go, allow myself the time to process certain things that I did as a kid. Certain things that I've went through, I've processed those things, and I just try to really, the whole point of this podcast in general is to really just let a lot of things go, just kind of get a lot of stuff off my chest, and just talk, and hopefully if someone likes this or can kind of relate, then it'd be great, man. I really am not, this one's more for me, this podcast is more for me. But if anyone gets anything out of this podcast, man, it'd be great. I'd really appreciate it. I would really like that. Because I really just want to help people, man. That's honestly that's what I want to do. I just want to help people. I want to get people back on the right track. I want people to realize their self-worth. Look at yourself in the mirror every day and say, you know what? I can do this, and I will do this. And regardless of what it is, let's say, we'll just go ahead and move off the top. So let's just say you have a alcohol dependence. Well, with alcohol, it's a little bit more difficult because obviously, if you've been drinking for a while, you will have you might have the shakes. You might, physically become ill to the point of death. I mean, alcohol is one of the leading things that can cause death from coming down of it. So you probably, if you're really serious about getting off of it, you are a serious addict on that. I would recommend, going to a detox where they can actually look over you and allow you the proper way for treatment. If you don't want to do it that way, man, just really have someone watching out for you, man, because that's a rough time. I've never personally seen anybody doing that, but I can imagine that'd be pretty crazy. So, if those 2 things would help, I'm sure there's a lot of information on the web where you can go get help, like a drug rehab center or anything like that. And like I said, the basic point of this podcast is today to get awareness out, to realize that you are worth something, and that something more powerful is working within all of us to get to where we're going next. Definitely have a support system around you. Definitely if you're feeling any certain way that you might, relapse or anything like that, definitely give someone a call, man, because really drinking, it ain't worth it. You know what I mean? It's just not worth it. What's the point? Like, being out of your mind, there's no sense in that. I think once you become sober and you have a clearer head, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Drugs. Okay, drugs, and the same thing applies. Now, some drugs or the others are a little more difficult to get off of, or can cause death. I think barbiturates is one, and I'm thinking even heroin, but I'm not sure about that. And I apologize, and I'm sure someone's gonna have that out there, and correct me, which is fine. You can correct me because I need to know. But I know that people that get off barbiturates, it's fucking crazy, man. People get off barbiturates are fucking crazy. It's a very disheartening. It's a very disheartening thing to see. Someone going through that. Someone going through the shitter, literally. Not really knowing what's up or down. Not really knowing where they're at in their life. Not really knowing if anyone cares. Just that total feeling of isolation. That's what I've basically observed. I've observed a group of people that obviously I go to group meetings and I've seen these things. Just a group of just total isolation, total. They're not doing drugs anymore, but they would talk their stories out. They would discuss these things, and they would try to bet their best to reason it out in their heads. They are on the right track. I just hope that they can continue that. And the first time they get a piece of bad news or anything, I hope they don't go back to that lifestyle, because really that lifestyle ain't got nothing for it. That lifestyle ain't got nothing in it. There's nothing good going to come out of it. And you're so much better than that. I mean, regardless, you can change your life. Mental health, I do struggle with these things. I do struggle with the other mental health thing, PTSD, stuff like that. And this is a hard one, man. It's a hard one. You have to really accept who you are. You have to really accept these things. Really, the first step is acceptance. You have to accept it. I know they always say that, you have to, the first step is admitting you're wrong, or like that's a drug addict term, or admitting you're powerless over your addiction. I don't believe that. Okay. I'm not a big 12-step advocate. I personally am not. I'm not going back to the drug thing, and alcohol. I'm not a 12-step fan. Okay. You are not powerless over this. Okay. Saying that you're powerless over something is giving you a way out. It's giving you a open door to hit it out at any time and say, oh, poor me, I was unable to do this because I don't have the willpower. I don't have the power within inside myself. I just don't have it yet. That's bullshit. You have it. Okay. You have it. You can do it. You just got to do certain things. 1, stop doing it. Easy enough, right? 2, get away from the people that do these things. Get you a new circle of friends, or just don't hang out with anybody. It's not that hard. I don't understand why some people just cannot do these things. It does not make any sense. If you want to fix your life, start doing other things. Read, go walk, go run, go to the park, hang out with your kids if you have them. Just do something positive. Get away from that crowd that only wants to do drugs or drink, only wants to party and stuff. Because if you look at it from a broad spectrum, they're not doing anything with their lives, and they're mostly couch surfing, and they're not doing anything. Do you want to really be like that? I mean, do you really want your kids to see you doing that or struggling through those things? No, you don't. You want so much better for your children. So make it better for yourself first, and then make it better for your kids, because through that they'll see that that's what a person does. I mean, in a time of trials and tribulations, they don't go back to that negative lifestyle. They man up or woman up, and they allow themselves to process and recover. Back to the mental health thing. I do struggle with these things, and like I said, first thing was to accept. I accepted and I reached out for help. It was a trying time with that as well. Just to get someone to listen to you is a very difficult thing sometimes. And I know how much I know how much, people unfortunately think you want a handout. That's the problem with a lot of these doctors handing out pharmaceutical medicine and things like that. That's a lot of the issue. But what you have to understand is they get burned out. I mean, they see fucking crackheads in there. So it's kind of hard to decipher what a person wants. I would always go into my, treatment like saying, I don't necessarily want any medication. I want counseling. I did get both. It's a mood stabilizer and something for anxiety. I get really anxiety. I get a lot of anxiety for at times. Sometimes it's real bad. My dreams are fucking lucid as hell. Like, we're talking scary as shit, man. Like some real ass shit. It feels like it's real. So, things like that can really fuck with you throughout the day. Just a lot of stuff. And when I was in the military, I did 4 years in the military, and just, I never saw battle or whatever, but just the constant stress, constant isolation. I was on a ship for 5 months without a port visit. Just a lot of things like that, man, can really mess with your head. So when I came back out of the military, I was kind of lost without a purpose. I felt it. My life had been pretty much lived for me throughout the military because you really didn't have to do anything. You don't really have to. You don't have to think for yourself. So once I left the Nassau, which was when I got that big deployment, a lot of things happened to me there. I'm not going to discuss those today. I might do it on another podcast, but I'm trying to keep this. Short and sweet and to the point. Well, not really. I'm actually going long drawn with this. This is going to be like a 40-minute or probably. I'm probably going to go for another 30 minutes. But insane. So back to what I was saying. So, I went, I came back, and then right after that, our ship was doing decommission. Like not too much longer after that. So I went to Dwight D. Eisenhower, and after I went to the Eisenhower, like I really didn't have any friends per se, because I really didn't want any friends. Like at that point, I was like, what's the point of making these friends? I'm just going to lose them anyway. So, I kind of just disassociated myself, which I was already pretty much disassociated anyway. But I disassociated myself, and I just read books all day in my car. To be honest with you, that's what it did, and it helped me. I mean, to me, it helped. I know a lot of people would look at that as like, man, this dude's weird as fuck. But I read like 13 books that year. I read a book almost every. I read a book a week. Until I passed the time, it was really enjoyable. So when I got back from the military, I didn't really know how to live, man. That's all I'd done. I worked and I read. That was all I did. Very easy lifestyle, But so when I got out, it was very difficult. Certain things were very difficult. Even doing these podcasts, man, like I don't really know what I would do if I actually had a viewer watching these. I'd probably freak the fuck out. I get very nervous, very very stressed out. I know I can like promote these links and stuff, but I would rather y'all watch after I do these because I just don't. I don't know. It's just hard for me to talk, and I guess I feel like I'm talking to myself right now with this computer. So it's a lot easier. I feel like I'm talking to myself and having a great conversation because that's the way I am. But first point is acceptance. You have to accept that you have something wrong or what you perceive to be as wrong, and really our perception of ourselves is pretty strong. You know yourself better than anyone, so something's not clicking right, or something's not going right, or the emotional state you have inside yourself. That something's not going on right in your head. That certain things shouldn't bother you like they have been or something like that. And that's a lot of the reason why I'm doing this tonight. I listened to a couple of podcasts earlier, and they really just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and they shouldn't have at all. They really shouldn't have, but they did, and I'll get into those here in a little bit. But they just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and I've just been trying to. It kind of put me on this whole like I'm worried about humanity thing. But like I said, I'm gonna get into that here in a minute. I'm gonna blow y'all's minds with how deep mine goes. But so yeah. Oh shit. So first is acceptance. You gotta accept you have an issue. You gotta really because a lot of people don't want to admit that. A lot of people don't want to discuss that. They don't want to think about it. They don't want to process it. They don't want to move forward. They want to kind of just sit idle and wait for someone to come to them for help. They want to act like, oh, I'm so fucked up that someone should notice and then take care of me. Well, it doesn't work like that, because on the outside you can be fine, but on the inside you can feel like there's no hope. And even when someone asks you and you say I'm fine, in a way, I know what you're going through. In a way, you want people to be like, no, you're not fine. We're going to go ahead and take care of this. But no one's going to do that, okay? No one's going to just be able to look at you, and when they say, hey, are you okay? And you say, yeah, I'm fine. No big deal. Okay, well, you answered their fucking question. You said you're fine, and they moved on. At least they stuck their hand out and tried to help you. So stop being a bitch about it. I'm talking to you from experience on this one. On this one, I'm talking from experience. And, if someone asks if you're struggling or something, let them. Don't do it every time. Like, if somebody asks you something, oh, my fucking life sucks. Oh, my life sucks. At least try to find some joy, but be like, I am really struggling. And just an ear to talk to, man. Just somebody to listen to you really goes a long way. And like I said, if you go to Twitter and if you have any issues, man, just send me a direct message. I'd be more than happy to talk to anyone. Be more than happy to talk. Try to lend an ear. Maybe you're on the verge. I don't really know. I don't know who y'all are. So, I'll never know unless you fill me in. And if you did, I'd be more than humbled to help. It'd be a very humbling experience. It's also funny to me, and we're gonna go to kind of jump off of this now as far as that goes. I think that you need to just speak with people. You know, if you want to do some meditation, or, you know, if you're religious, read the Bible, pray. You know, pray. Try not to focus yourself on the world's problems, because they're so vast and so grand and so insane that you'll drive yourself crazy. And I think that's a lot of the reason why I'm doing this podcast today, because I've seen a lot of stuff in this world that's just very disheartening. Let's go ahead and just talk about a certain amount of them right now. Okay, so I was listening to a podcast earlier, the Ben Shapiro show. Very, very intelligent man. Very, very interesting podcast. I'm very excited. Very, very informative. I really enjoyed it. Now, in saying that, I'm not saying I'm a right-wing guy. I'm not saying I'm a left-wing guy. I'm just saying, like, I enjoy listening to him because I think he does it. He just tells it. He just tells facts, okay? So, while listening to this, I got very disheartened by a lot of different things. I got disheartened by the way the Democrats are acting. I got very disheartened by the way the Republicans are acting. I got very disheartened by the way our president's acting. Okay. You know, it's just, I was really hoping, and like, this is just hearsay. I was really hoping when he became president that he was going to try not to have personal interest, and he was going to try to really make a change. But it seems like as soon as something goes wrong, he wants to blame everyone else, or he doesn't want to proceed or try to stick with it. So I just, you know, and then when he doesn't get his way, he talks badly about others, and I just don't agree with that. But in retrospect, the Democrats aren't doing anything to help the situation. They're not trying to work with Trump. They're not trying to lend their hand and really come together as one governing body to help the American people. And that really bothers me, because in the end, it's not all about Republicans and Democrats. It's all about us as a nation working together and trying to become one for a common goal, which is really, I mean, honestly, to see our children grow up in a world, leave it better than what we found it. And that's really what it is, man. And it just really upsets me that the human greed and human selfishness really stands in the way of that. And that's coming from all sides, man. It's coming from Democrats, Republicans, and everyone in there. I feel like they really need to have a sit down and grow up and be men and women instead of children, because that's exactly what they're acting like. They're pointing fingers. They're pointing fingers, complaining, and it's just ignorant, man. I mean, it would literally just make you throw your hands up and say, you know what, this is stupid. Because like a lot of stuff that, you know, Trump's trying to implement, Congress is shutting it down. A lot of things he's trying to implement, other parties are shutting it down. And then he gets mad, and then he starts talking about other people. And it's just like, has anything really been accomplished in, like, since Ronald Reagan? I mean, honestly, like, has it? I mean, like, there's like certain little things that, you know, get totally insanely blown out of the water that have been done. But, like, you know, it just depends on who's the president. You know, liberals definitely run the media. It is. They just run the media. I think Fox News is right wing, but, you know, even the Republicans are against Trump. I mean, at this point, I mean, if he's going to be acting reckless and stuff, then, you know, it's going to be crazy. I'm trying to look at this in more like a human being perspective. We need to get rid of this Republicans and Democrat side. It shows us the notion that we need to pick a side and fight the other side. And if anyone else is kind of seeing where I'm going with this, by far, and you're seeing this a lot, especially nowadays. You're seeing this a lot now. Yeah, your Republicans and Democrats, and I don't remember a time. And maybe it's just because I'm, you know, getting older now, and I'm paying a little more attention. But I need to stop because I don't want to fucking know, because it's just stressful. But Republicans and Democrats are a lot like, it just seems like they're fighting all the time. But it's like the media is like promoting this, and then like it seems like, you know, the feminism versus the chauvinist and the, you know, blacks versus whites, and it's just all insanity, man. Like, I hate racism. I hate it with a passion. It's so ignorant. It is absolutely ignorant. It is 2017. We can put a man on the moon. We have the knowledge, literally, to pick up a device, anything you want to know, and put it in, and you'll have the answer within 5 seconds. And we still argue, complain, and just overall show our children how ignorant we can honestly be when we say negative things about other people, when we say stupid things about other people, just because of their culture, just because of the color of their skin. Maybe we're not the same, but that's not a bad thing. If everyone was the same, we would all be bored out of our minds. We would all be so ridiculously miserable. And I like diversity. I really do. I like diversity. I like the fact that, it seems like we're getting more diverse. I just, culture. I love culture, man. I love it. I was in the military. I've seen a lot of different cultures. I don't like racism. I don't like, okay, so let me go ahead and start this over. I hate racism. I hate sexism. And I hate hypocrites. Okay, so why can't we just have gender equality? If someone wants to be, if someone wants to transition, if someone wants to transition from a man to a woman or a woman to a man, I don't even think that should be brought up in a topic. I don't even think that should be brought up in a sentence. Just, do what you do, just do what you do. But, it's hard for people. I mean, it's hard for people. And it seems almost like to me, it seems strange in the fact that, and I don't know if anybody's ever thought about it this way. I don't mind, if you're a part of the LGBT, I'm sorry if I said that wrong, I apologize, I'm not sure. The lesbian, gay, bisexual, transsexual questioning, if you're a part of that, that's absolutely okay. And you should have equal rights. You should. And in saying that, I don't think that your rights should outshine straight people's rights. I don't even think it should be a thing. I think it should just be rights. You see how we always try to classify things? We always try to split them. We always try to label stuff like straight, homosexual, transsexual, just regular. I mean, it's unreal to me how we always try to do these things. And then if someone doesn't agree with you, we'll sit there and we'll talk down to you. We'll, make you feel like an idiot. We will call you a racist. We'll call you a sexist. We'll call you a homophobe. We'll call you a transphobe. We'll call you all these things. For what? I mean, you got to look at it from, okay, so me being just a 30-year-old male, a straight man, I don't have a problem with homosexual. I don't have a problem with transsexual. I actually have friends that are transsexual. So it's not a big deal. Now, in saying that, a person needs to realize that if you make a big step like that in your life, if you make a step where you're like, okay, I don't feel like my gender is what I'm matching in my genitals, and you decide to transition. Okay, so if you're like 19 years old, you got to think your parents have known you as your born state of sexuality since you were born, and all of a sudden you want to flip the script on them and say, you know what, I ain't really feeling this man thing, or I ain't really feeling this woman thing. I want to transition. Do not get upset if they don't accept that, or if they're a little a little bit taken back by that. That's big news. I mean, that's a lot to process. You gotta understand, that's a lot to process. Especially, you gotta put yourself in someone else's shoes. It's kind of like abortion. Like, I'm pro-life, or I'm pro-life, but if a woman, actually, I don't even know what I am really, because if a woman, like, I personally, and here's where I think. Me personally, I'm pro-life, but like I said, I'm not a woman, and I don't know what she's going through, and I don't know what is going on in her mind. I don't know what she's thinking. I don't know where she's at in her life. I don't know if she's ready to have a child or not. I don't know if if she was raped or any of these things. I don't know, because I'm not living in her shoes. By all means, if a woman feels like she needs to have an abortion or something, or give it up for adoption or anything like that, then that is her choice. That is between her and God. And that's it. And it's not my business to tell her otherwise. And I fully stand by that. It is not my business to tell her. It's not my business. It's not my business. It's not my business to tell a homosexual they don't need to be homosexual. It's not my business to tell a transsexual they don't need to be a transsexual. By all means, it's a free country. Do what you want to do. But, you know, when people start trying to push these things on other people and like try to make them accept them or try to make them, you know, not be uncomfortable about them, then you start teetering a line of like, hey, you know what, I'm not satisfied with you just saying that you don't care. You have to accept. And that's when you're going to start seeing a lot of pushback, and that's when you're going to start seeing a lot of issues. And I don't want to see issues anymore, man. I want progress. I just want progress, and I just want us as a world, man, just to get along. It's not that hard. It's not hard at all. Why must we be so fake? Is my biggest why. Why is it that as a culture we scream this political correctness of you need to be nice to everyone, you need to treat others with respect, you need to not be mean to people, but then the same person who says that gets on the internet and just slams someone but beyond all recognition, just chastises someone, just degrades them to no end, and just literally has no morals about it because they're not looking at them face to face. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. It's amazing to me that people want other people to accept them, but the second they don't, they lash out and try to destroy that other person's life. Now tell me what that is. That is a hypocrite. You don't want someone to accept, you want someone to accept you, but if they don't, you're going to go ahead and do exactly what you feel like they're doing and just try to burn them down, man. And that, like, if you are really like with me, like, okay, so say like this, I'm the kind of person, you know, people think I'm weird. It's fine. I don't give a fuck. I have a very open mind. But I have an open mind and I have a realistic mind. I'm not like, I have homosexual friends. It's not, I have transsexual friends, like I said. But like, what world are transsexuals or homosexuals like trying to get you to literally be with them? Like, that conversation never comes up. So I'm trying to figure out where this whole narrative is coming from and if it's really even real. It might be. It might. I don't know. Like, I hang out with a pretty group. I mean, I don't really hang out with people because, people make me sick for the most part. But what's kind of stuff like this, the hypocritical stuff, with the overall hatred, man. It's funny to me that we want all these groups to come together. We want peace, love, and harmony. But then, boom, as soon as you get on that fucking computer, boy, and as soon as you get on that keyboard and you start typing in shit that you wouldn't say to someone if they had a fucking gun to your head, and you wouldn't say it. But the fact that you're behind a computer screen and you're like, man, fuck this bitch, and you say that, and, it's just crazy to me, man. Like, and then everybody's trying to censor everybody, and it's just the world has lost their minds. The world has lost their minds. And we all just need to take a step back. What it is technology. I love technology, but technology is becoming such a part of us that we're starting to fall out of what's real. We're starting to fall out of reality. Okay, we are starting to fall out of reality in the sense that when we talk to people now, we would rather talk to them like on FaceTime than face to face. We would rather talk to them by text message or on the phone, because you don't have to be there. So you can say whatever you want and they can't do nothing to you. That constant safe zone where, hey, I'm not around them. They really don't know who I am. So I don't have to pretend to be something I'm not, and I can just dog the shit out of them. We all wear masks. We all wear them. Okay? We all wear them. My mask is the same inside or outside. I'm the same person regardless. I'm not going to be someone on the computer and be just absolutely rude to them and stuff, and then go be the nicest person on the planet outside. I feel like I'm the nicest person on the planet inside and out. I do curse. Fuck it. I don't care. But it's not hurting anybody. That doesn't hurt anybody. I don't say negative or derogatory things about anyone else, because I do try to put myself in that person's position, and I do try to put myself in that person's shoes. And I realize that, people have it hard. People have it rough. People's, that's a big decision in your life to, do certain things. Big decision. If you want to have an abortion, that's a big decision. that's a big decision. So, you know, more power to you, for real. Like, if you want to, you know, if you are struggling with homosexual feelings or thoughts, you know, and you want to come out of the closet, more power to you. I understand that that's going to be a very hard road. It's a very difficult road, and my hat goes out to you. Transsexual is the same thing. You know, I try to have a love and respect for everyone, because I think that's the only way that our country, our world is going to get better for our children. And isn't that all we really want? That's all we really want, is something better for our kids than what we have. And, you know, I got to get off here because I'm about to get off work. But, you know, I just, this really helped me out a lot. And I really appreciate y'all sticking with me on this. And, you know, if there's anything I can help y'all with, just by any means necessary, I will do my best, because I want to see the world grow in compassion and love for everyone. We just discussed why humanity is not where it needs to be. Now that we discussed it, it'll be time.